I'm Jackie.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome to the Witching Hour.
The Witching Hour is a little extension of Dumb Witch Club where we give you a witchy quickie.
What that is we take a big topic, break it down into bite-sized pieces, and we have a little sip of something to drink.
Today, you said that like a mom. Something to drink.
I did.
Today, for our episode, we have
The
Descendants. Ooh, I don't know why. That's spooky.
It is.
It's not
because
really...
it's going down there.
I know. Hello.
Down there. Not right now.
Anyways, but before that, some wine.
Jesus.
This is all messed up.
Just ignore all of that.
Yeah, just...
Erase.
Yeah, convoluted. Okay, so this is a Chianti, it's a red wine, from the Pasqua family winery in Italy. 2022.
How do you feel about red wine? We could not tell by that.
I am open to the experience of this red wine.
Okay. I love that. That's mature.
Thank you. That's what we were going for. We were telling my cat, we're being mature right now.
We were telling the cat that.
We were telling the cat that. Sounds... we sound insane.
We do. It's heat. It's the heat. Okay. It's getting to us.
This wine advised it to be served at between 16 and 18 degrees Celsius, which evidently is about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And I don't know that we're there, but we're close. I mean, I did put it in the fridge because we don't like it room temp. So this is actually going along.
It smells good.
It smells good. The color is it's pretty opaque, but it's not like super dense. You can see some lightness in the color.
Doesn't smell like blood.
No, it actually smells really light. Let's see. Cheers.
That's okay. We did it before I swallowed.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah.
I almost said at the same time, too.
Look, there's a drop of it on my paper.
Oh, I feel like it just blessed your notebook with that. I don't know why.
No, I actually really kind of like this. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to say is terrible. It tastes like a white wine, but red.
Yeah, that's valid.
That's why I like it.
Yeah. It has the same kind of like dry crispness as like a white that you would like, but it's juicy like a red.
It's still crispy. Like
it is
lot of red wines are not crisp. They're like heavy and they're like
round
rich.
and rich. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is definitely, and it's pretty dry, but it's not like a wicked everything out of your mouth dry. You know,
not at all.
Like not a ton of tannin, but no, I actually really like this.
Yeah, I feel like Chiantis, we've been successful with Chiantis.
They are a little lighter.
Yeah, we have liked them in the past, so that's not surprising.
It's just, I don't end up with a lot of them. I mean, we don't end up with a lot of reds in general, obviously. But when we do, I feel like people always want to give you a Merlot, or they want to give you, obviously, like a cab.
Or cab, which we historically never liked those, really.
Can't do
Maybe a blend if it's not like... If it's less than 50%, maybe, but other than that, no.
Yeah, no, this is pretty nice. I do feel like it could be a little bit colder.
If it was colder, we would like it even more.
Yes, it would be even more refreshing. But, no, I enjoy this.
Same.
Good job. Okay. And also good job to us for being mature.
Good job, Italy.
Okay. Yes.
You did it.
Yeah. Way to go, Italy.
In case you didn't know.
All right, so what are the Descendants? What does this even mean?
No one talks about this ever. Okay.
Hardly ever.
Maybe not like ever, but hardly.
Barely.
Ever. No one talks about this. Everybody talks about your ascendant, and if you don't even know what that means, that's your rising sign. People say rising usually, but that is your ascendant.
Yes.
Which is the sign that was rising on the eastern horizon when you were in your natal chart when you were born.
Yes, and it changes like minute by minute throughout the entire day.
Yes.
So it changes frequently, which is why you need the time of your birth to get an accurate birth chart, which includes your rising sign.
Exactly,
yeah. Anyway.
When the girlies are asking for your time, that's because of that. So, so that is something that people talk about a lot. They don't always get it right, but it's discussed a lot. But the Descendant is hardly ever discussed.
Yes.
So what's the Descendant?
Well, it is basically the opposite sign from your ascendant, because what your ascendant determines is on the little wheel that you see, that's your birth chart, the circle. Your ascendant starts off on that, basically 9 p.m. on the clock spot.
Yes.
And so the descendant is what is over there on that 3 o'clock p.m., or not p.m., just 3 o'clock on the clock spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's always the opposite of whatever sign is your rising sign.
Yes.
And it's the one that was like setting on the western horizon.
Exactly, because that line in the middle is the horizon, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, it is a polarity sign. That is how this is determined. And polarity signs is just the concept that all the signs have an opposite, and they are opposite, and yet they share some of the same connecting traits, either on a different end of the same spectrum or kind of have these connecting threads through them. So they're the same and different, and they are connected.
Right. So your ascendant or your rising sign is sort of like it's how you're perceived. It's the energy that you show up with. It's sort of how your outlook and perspective on life and the earth, and it's a big deal.
It's part of that big three, which we've talked about in other episodes, like the big three placements that really make up the bulk of your personality. It's one of those layers.
It's one of those layers. It's an important layer. Sometimes it's subjugated and people are like, oh, it's the mask you wear. That is not really all of it. We have talked about this more, so we go into more detail on this, but essentially it's how you interact with and sort of affect the environment around you, and how you affect others and how others sort of see you. That's your rising, your ascendant. So your descendant is, it's the opposite of that, sort of.
Well, it's kind of like more like the inside, interior, sometimes disowned and unrecognized parts of the self.
Yes. Yeah.
That's deep stuff.
It's deep. It's white.
Yes.
Descending. It's sometimes it's described as like the qualities that we need to balance out. And, with the polarity, that makes sense, right? Because there's the commonality, but they're also the opposite. So it's the qualities that we need and that we are either unconsciously, sometimes consciously, but a lot of times unconsciously seeking.
Yeah, and especially, not that age has everything to do with it, but sometimes the younger you are, the less conscious that is.
Yeah.
And the older you get, you start to realize, oh, wow, I think I'm seeking out in other people things that I'm not finding in myself or that I need to actually incorporate into myself instead of just looking for them in others. Even though it's also valid to have other people in your life who balance out your qualities.
It is. And if it's done in a healthy way, that can certainly be something that's really beneficial to you. And understanding this information can shed a lot of light on what you're choosing and who you're choosing. And it's not necessarily negative. That could be like, oh, no wonder, like, I really vibed with this person or whatever because of that. That can be. But, to the disowned point, like, it can be an uncomfortable mirror on things that you need to reflect and review. Oftentimes it'll be like things that you think are really annoying about what other people do.
Well, and so this is what I was going to ask you. Have you found, what signs are your descendants to either your true descendant to your ascendant, or even the polarity energy to your sun sign?
Yeah.
Are those energies that you find particularly challenging, especially the descendant?
Yeah.
I would have to agree for myself.
Yeah.
And so what is yours?
Mine is Sagittarius.
Right.
Which is the same as my moon sign.
Yeah, and mine is Libra.
Yeah, which is rough.
Which is also the same as my Mars, and Mars is my chart ruler.
Yeah.
So there's tie-ins still to the individual self.
Absolutely.
But I do find that energy, and even the polarity sign to my sun sign, which is Aquarius, also can find really challenging in various ways. So anyway, it is super fascinating and interesting.
It is.
But the descendant is an important placement, and it's not often discussed, like we're saying. I do think another way to interpret it is that it can indicate the qualities that you do seek out in other people.
Absolutely. It definitely can. And it's in your descendants in your 7th house, which is the house of partnerships and sort of your relationships with others. So it makes sense, right? That it resides there, and it can shed, like a lot of light on how that is for you and different stages of life.
Yes,
that
because
these things are showing up.
Ultimately, like we were also just saying, like, yes, we do need, and it's valid to have other people to balance you out. But ultimately in life, and what astrology is about finding balance within.
Yeah.
And within the self.
Yes.
And this placement lets you know what some of that is.
Yeah, and particularly when you have some other interesting aspects, like you have, and then I have moon conjunct this. And so that's crazy, because that's not crazy, but like...
Well, it makes for a crazy experience sometimes.
It does, because my emotionality is all tied in with, you know...
some, like, disowned aspects of your own self.
Yes, and then also, like, makes it messy, or can potentially, with the way that I approach relationships in an emotional way. Mm-hmm. And I have to be really careful about enmeshment and sort of not, like, overstepping or violating my own boundaries.
Yes, like sort of almost hyper attaching at times
100%.
Without even recognizing that, because it feels very real, because Sagittarius is such a genuine sign.
Yeah, exactly.
And an honest sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we can see how, I mean, it gets interesting and it gets complicated.
Totally.
So I think let's just maybe go ahead and name these. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's easiest to start at the beginning of the zodiac.
Yeah.
But it goes both ways. So if your rising sign is Aries, then your descendant is going to be Libra. Mm-hmm. Just as if your rising is Libra, your descendant is going to be Aries.
Right. And then it goes Taurus. If your rising sign is Taurus, then your descendant is Scorpio, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Then Gemini and Sagittarius, as we just mentioned.
And then Cancer and Capricorn.
Yes, which is, again, another really interesting one.
Yeah.
Leo and Aquarius, as we also just mentioned.
Yes, and then finally Virgo and Pisces.
Yes. So this is definitely something I think we can probably dive into even more. But this being a witching hour, it's just bite-sized pieces, people. So this is what you're getting for today. Mm-hmm. And I do think it's an interesting topic. We probably will get into it more on another time.
Yes, because, you know, again, people aren't talking about this. So
No, and it really does matter. And there's a lot of interesting stuff to discover about yourself and about your relationships that's reflected in this. Mm-hmm. So I love it.
I love it too.
Yes. All right.
Good stuff.
Cheers.
Cheers.